Vibration upgrade in progress. 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 Vibration upgrade at 50%. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade at 75%. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade is complete. Your messenger has arrived. The show will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initiate. Well, hello, everybody. I am Tanya Lee of Harmonia, and we are here tonight live in the energies here of the Taurus Full Moon. And I wanted to catch the wave or catch the ride of this Taurus Full Moon that is technically doesn't peak until tomorrow morning for the East Coast folks around 8:19 a.m. But I thought it'd be nice if we could do some tarot stories this evening. We are going to start off with a collective message here. And then the tarot stories are going to be broken up to 4 separate stories tonight based upon elements. So if you are catching this tonight, make sure you check your placements and just go for whatever element it is. So they're all going to be grouped together. It's not just separate readings tonight. So that's how we're doing things a little bit differently tonight for the style, but at least you'll get a couple of different stories and variations, and it's going to be the same story style as my Timeless Tarot stories that are actually over at Harmonia Friends Club within the vault, so that you guys have a little taste of what it's like over there at Harmonia Friends. This is exactly what the Timeless Tarot messages are like over there. So we're going to get started on there. Hello, it looks like I got my moderator here, Nancy. I hope you're feeling better. Oh no, Marty's sick. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's been a ride. A lot of people are feeling a little under the weather. So let's talk about some of these signs. How many of you are getting or feeling the intensity here of the moon? Don't be shy. I always feel the intensity of the moon a couple of days before it's full. And let me tell you, I have not been able to sleep. My energy level has been through the roof. But others have told me that they've been nothing but tired. So I just feel like it's always going to be a ripple effect. Everyone's going to be a little bit different and the intensity of what they feel. And then on top of it, this Taurus full moon is very close to being a super moon. And so that amplifies everything like tenfold. A super moon just means it's closer to the earth. And when it's that close, we feel it. Now, if you think of Taurus energy is all about embodiment. So I like to think of the senses: touch, taste, smell, sound. And yeah, we got intuition there, but this sign, Taurus sign, lives for what's tangible, what's real. It's about savoring the moment. It's kind of thinking of the moment of like how a soft blanket would feel, or your favorite meal, or the smell of something grounding like rainfall. This is the moon that says, hey, we got to slow down, be here, feel it. And full moons are all about release and culmination. And this one's no exception, but there's definitely some friction around it. We've got Mars making some tense oppositions. I know that is opposing to Uranus. So if you've been feeling edgy or restless, or like everything's poking your patience, that's probably why. So, and then we have retrograde coming on as well. So it has not been easy for us in some of these, what's going on here. So it's been a fragile kind of state. We are at the precipice here of being exposed. So if you're feeling fragile, it doesn't matter what emotion's coming up. It's there to be seen at this point. So it's just awareness, and Taurus is asking us to do that, and that's worth holding on to. And sometimes what is weighing us down is what we need to actually see and look at. So tonight, we're not going to be forcing anything. We're just going to be listening. I want you to really pay attention to how the messages pertain to you. Don't force anything to fit. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. And we're going to start off with actually a deck that I thought was appropriate for this evening because I wanted to give it a earthy kind of feel. So we're going to use the Earth Bone Oracle and these Taurus collective messages, which is kind of like with our week ahead. I usually pull some cards ahead, but we're going to see with the Earth Bone some of the messages that come in, and these are going to play out in each segment, so each story. So keep that in mind as well. So let's see what's going on here for us. Let's call in our guides, our ancestors, and our ascended masters. Spirit, what's going on in this intensity of this Taurus full moon that is about to approach us, this purging moon? Let's see what's rising to the surface. What is this full moon illuminating or awakening within us? Here we go. Sage, harmony, acceptance, patience. Well, twos are all about partnership. And if this is something that is illuminating and awakening for us, this is also showing the importance of duality and accepting things for what they are. And that includes the people amongst us as well. Having patience, and even if that means we have to take a pause to look upon and, well, think before we actually speak, that will be huge. So what's being illuminated here is the acceptance, is the patience. And some of you may feel like this card reminds me a lot of the Hermit energy, which is Virgo energy, another earth sign. But this is just something here where I feel a little bit of solitude that is being needed here. Think before we act. All right, what's ready to be released here in this full moon for us? This is the weight we're being asked here to set down in this moon energy here. And also we're in the peak here of Scorpio season. Oh my goodness. The roots, what's ready to be released here is ancestry, legacy, tradition, traditions that no longer serve us. Wow, that's deep. Especially when there are areas here that has been passed on from lineage to lineage. Some of us are really the line that was meant to clear. We are in the precipice of having the capacity to do so. Our ancestors are here kind of cheering us on. But also there are some belief systems, maybe how we were raised, society, that is breaking apart, is asking us here to do things a little bit differently. What's taking root? I like the idea here when I did this spread, because when I think of what's taking root and then we see this and it looks like a tree that's all a bunch of roots. I mean, you can't make that up. Look at that. It looks like a bunch of roots here. But the spread that I have here is what's taking root. The new grounding or the embodiment here with that patience, that alignment that is needed here. What is being rooted amongst us in our elements? Interesting that it's flight, opportunity, prosperity, new venture. 28 also comes to a 10. Interesting. We have two 10s really here. And these could also be dates that were significant too, with the 10th coming up and the 28th. But I feel this is interesting because with this being the card of being rooted and it says take flight, it's almost like make sure that we're anchored and trust that when we fly, we have enough leverage that we're not going to just all of a sudden stop. Again, there's those trees. You see them? So what's taking root here is ability here to choose differently, to look at something differently. All right. Now, these are the 3 cards that are going to play out different for each individual element. And since we are in Scorpio season, we're going to start off with the water signs first. So this is going to be a tarot story specifically for the water signs. Okay. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. Do not force this to fit. Don't do it. These can be pretty specific, these stories. All right. Spirit, where are the water signs here in the Fool's Journey? Where are they here in the Fool's Journey? I'm going to actually turn. Let me see if I can do something here. Do things a little different and turn the comments off. There we go. I'm going to turn the comments off the screen so that I have more room for the cards. It just has to be. All right, water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Where are you on the Fool's Journey? Here we go. On the move. Literally on the move. That's Apollo. The sun god. Now, not necessarily, now Helios is actually the sun, but this is the one with the duties here of, dawn to dusk, bringing the sun up and above. It's the time, it's the cycles. But Chariot here is Cancer element. So this is for my water signs here who are in the precipice of moving. Now, this could be relocation. This could be moving into a new opportunity. This could be moving into a new relationship, but you are in the midst here of doing a big, great move. Okay. Reversals are now up. Let's see what this move is about. Judgment. Decision time. There's no turning back for my water signs. I feel like this is just giving this here with the 7 of Cups that you, water signs, have an opportunity here to change your mind. And the direction that you choose is no turning back, because once you decide on this, you're going to decide on this. I think that with Judgment here, you almost feel this, I'm running out of time, but now that I've chosen it, I got to go with it. And so for my water signs, there's been some really massive changes for you of which direction to go. Some of you, this could be career. Others of you, this could be a relationship status, whether it is changing it towards going towards a relationship or changing it to become single. This is something here where you may have had to look back at your patterns. Yeah. The traditions here that maybe didn't feel so aligned to you before, but you can see the perspective here. And that's where it's going to really be important for you with that sage energy, with that ability here for patience, that you feel into this. Because before you were afraid to take this. Some of you were afraid to leave. Others of you, you were afraid to change because it could be entirely career change. Some of you are afraid to love again. Okay. Let's see what they're walking towards. How are my water signs emotionally feeling about this? Because it is a big change. Yeah. It's a recovery period. It's something here that maybe you felt you missed a window before. If this is a relationship here where you have been trying to leave and it's been karmic and you have done this before over and over and over again, it's finally deciding to face it, looking at it and doing something differently. Some of you, it is leaving because you haven't done that before. But others of you, if this is a relationship here that maybe you passed up on because of fear, then that's you taking this opportunity here to see what it would be like. It's to look at it. You're recovering from this. You're not doing this alone. You are getting assistance. Now, if you're leaving a scenario here, I feel like the assistance here is for getting you out or moving you on. And if this is career, it's because you're trying to go through a recovery period here for these water signs. Hello, Corbell. Look at this. This is wonderful because this opportunity here before wasn't as tangible. But I really feel with this full moon energy, you're ready to release this and to actually see and feel what it would be like to have this opportunity. Some of you, it's to be single. Some of it's to you to be in a solid relationship. Some of it's to you to gain ahead, especially in finance or financial aspects. This is someone here who's trying to recover and create, especially with this, because I love making me do math. The 5 minus the Ace of Pentacles is the 4 of Pentacles. So this is for you to have a nest egg of some sort. Yeah, you're starting over, but you're starting fresh. You're starting grounded, water signs. Page of Swords here reversed. This is just showcasing that you are done evaluating and now choosing and sticking with it. And there may have been times in your past where you have made some immature jumps, and the choices that you've made before, you've kind of either avoided or you didn't want to take accountability for making those choices. So this is for my water signs who are taking accountability, but they don't necessarily have to stay stuck forever. They now can look at something to say, okay, I feel a little bit off balance. Let me pause. Let me think about it. And then how can I move ahead? All right. Let's see how the moon is assisting each sign. One card for each. Scorpio, how the moon is assisting you. There is an opportunity here for Scorpio that maybe you missed. And so this is revisiting a missed opportunity here. And it may have not have been shiny or ready, but maybe also you weren't ready to see it. Let's see what we have here for Pisces. Pisces, how is the moon assisting you in the story? Alignment. Justice energy here with Libra. All right. This is all about having a consequence and facing that accountability. And how is it affecting and assisting Cancer? Choice. Gemini energy. Cancer, this is affecting a relationship in a big way. And this relationship could be with you. You're going to be closer to another. All right. That's what I have here for the water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We're going to move on to the fire signs next. The fire signs will be next. Hello, Corbell. Thanks for popping on. If you didn't catch the beginning, I recommend you go back and listen to the collective because these cards are kind of playing in to each sign. To the elements, I mean. I'm so used to reading for the all signs. I haven't done the element readings in quite some time. Fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Let's see what story wants to be unfolded here and told this evening, Spirit. Where are my fire signs in the Fool's Journey, Spirit? The world. Well, Mother Gaia here. Gaia herself. Everything here is the creation of the world. This is the last card in the major arcana. This is a lesson, and lessons sometimes come with prices, but also they come always with rewards. Really, they do, if you choose to look at them that way. The world energy is strong. We have Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus energy in the world. All right, let's see what my fire signs here are walking into in this full moon's energy. Reversals are now up. The Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Ooh, you're receiving some news, fire signs. Maybe some of you are waiting upon some news, but whatever this news in, it's coming quickly. And interesting enough, I'm seeing the Two of Swords here, is that you may need a pause with this news that you hear. It may shock you a little bit, but the Queen of Swords is someone here who has the ability here to detach, not take things personally, be authentic, is the one who would say, I said what I said, but also doesn't like funny business. And you have a message here that is coming fairly quickly. Let's see what this message is about. Oh, unfinished business. Scorpio energy. Something is coming back around. Oh, God. And we are getting in that retrograde energy. We just simply are. Interesting enough, this is Minotaur here. So you see that horse. I feel like this individual, it's not saying that they're a shapeshifter. I just feel this energy here of somebody here who tends to shift their story, flip the narrative on you. And this is a person here where I feel whatever news you're hearing, you are anticipating it. Okay. You are anticipating. I do feel for some of you, this could be a karmic connection. This could be a family member. This could be a spouse. This could be somebody you work with, but it's something where the news comes in abruptly, trying to get you to react. This is also an individual here that I feel with death right underneath flight, sees that you may be trying to move on or move forward, or maybe you're accepting this person for who they are. Maybe that's what it is, fire signs. You're finally just accepting an individual for who they are. Let's see how this Queen of Swords energy is responding. I also feel a lot of self-worth here. I'm really focusing on the crowns. There's something here about being very intellectual, but honorable, but you have a lot of wisdom. Yeah. And you don't need to chase after scenario or for answers. I also feel like you've created some space between you and this person, fire signs. This person here could be at a distance from you, or you're just very distant from them. It's surface communication, but you're trying to stay above this. And although there's clouds there, it's fogginess. You do know that they're down there. You just never know when they're going to come out of nowhere. Bang. Plowing out here with some news. What's this news about? What's this news about for my fire signs? Queen of Pentacles. They've changed. They're more grounded now. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is an individual here who's going to want to talk, to resurface, nurture, because they care. That is how they're coming across here. I feel like you have a person here who's changing their mind or coming off as, I care. I care about you. But we have the Knight of Wands here reverse. But here's the thing. They've done this before. This is a pattern of this individual. And I want to say this is the root of the problem. So you have a really big decision here, fire signs, of how you're going to be taking flight or how you're going to be perceived in this story. And this is something also where you just may accept it for what it is. You may hear that person out, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to restart anything or rekindle. But you do have someone here who's coming towards you who says, I care, I've changed. I care about this relationship. I care about this connection. I want to break. I want to reunite. I want to fix this gap. But where have they been? Where have they been, fire signs? All right, let's see how the moon is assisting for each sign. Spirit, how is the moon assisting Sagittarius here in this part? Knight of Swords here. This is what you knew. So it's assisting you with the validation of your intuition. Spirit saying you can trust your intuition. You knew they would come back. You knew that they were going to say this. And now you know yourself as to what to do next. You already know. You do not need to falter on this. If you need to take a pause because it feels almost shocking to you, the fact that, oh my gosh, it did come true, you already know. You can trust your intuition, Spirit saying, okay? That is very interesting as it's coming as a knight twice. The crossroads is also, you don't have to decide on the spot with this person. I also feel the energy here with the Sagittarius with 2 knights and the Queen of Swords is a 3 of Swords. Someone's going to be heartbroken. All right, how is the moon assisting Aries here? How is the moon here assisting Aries? This is for Aries, this is an opportunity here. Some of you, it's an apology. I feel there's this energy here, Aries, that this person here is not just saying, I'm sorry. They're giving you something here that is worthy enough and taking accountability here. Okay. It's a plate. It's an offering of some sort. So they're trying to make it tangible, more grounded. It's not going to be flighty. It's not just words. They're showing you with reverence. All right. So that's how this person is coming across for you. And it's up to you how you want to receive it. The choice is yours. All right, how is the moon here assisting Leo in this story? Leo, it's assisting you with the ability here to be able to move forward because you have been waiting on, maybe not necessarily this person, but it's like, do I nurture what I have? Maybe it's just nurturing something that you've already started, or can we start off at ground zero? But the point with the 7 of Pentacles in here for you, Leo, is that the 7 of Pentacles is a very slow card. So the moon is assisting you and saying, if you plant this seed, this is something here where you're going to have to take your time with, if you choose to, or continue to nurture what you have without needing this person's apology. All right, that's what I got for fire signs. We're going to move on to our next element. Go ahead and let me know if that you like it or you want to comment on it. We have earth signs next, and then we have air signs. And we'll be back with our all signs, guys, Friday. All right, Spirit, if we can hone in on our lovely earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, and see where we are in the story here for our earth signs. Where are they in the Fool's Journey, Spirit? Here we go. Temperance, Artemis, Sagittarius energy, patience. Well, wasn't there another card here that had patience? Yeah, the first card here, which was what's rising to the surface. So there's something here where you're being asked to be extremely patient. Okay. Let's see what you're trying to be patient about. Reversals are now up. What are my earth signs here trying to be patient about, Spirit? 10 of Cups here reversed. The Hangman. You've been on your own for quite some time. Yeah. There's some There's some clearing going on for my earth signs. You may not feel like you fit in. And some of you, it's like even creating space with family members. I just feel this hermit energy, which is how I feel about the sage. Just focusing on what, creating inner peace, being grounded, and there's something about the dynamic that you're in. You just don't feel like you fit in or you don't feel at home. Others of you, you may have been single for a long time. Others of you, it could be that you're anticipating a reunion of some sort. And it's like, how long do I got to sit here and wait for this grand expectation? But you see how the bubble, and that's what it really reminds me, it feels like you're in a protective bubble. And I feel like this is something that you don't want to keep looking down at. It's time to lift your head. And you see how the head is looking down and the head's looking down here. And what are you looking down upon? Well, it comes to happiness, sadness. It's like, okay, I understand that there are I'm not at the place that I want to be. And maybe I don't feel connected with the individuals at this point, but it's not going to be like this forever. So I almost feel this energy here of wanting to do something on my own. Maybe it's self-exploration. Maybe it is doing some pioneering, studying, education for some of you. Self-development work. If it's not that, it could be working on your body, working on your finances. I just feel like you want to mind your own business, don't want to be amongst others, don't want to fix anybody. Maybe I got some earth signs here who are heavy people pleasers. And so they're trying to change that by creating some inner peace in their life. It could be that. Yeah, it could be that. There's just this energy here of going in your own little portal of the world. We have Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius energy here. I feel like you just feel like you're in your own little world. It's almost just, if people are there, it's a surface level. There's check-ins. You're not really having those deep connections with anybody right now. Yeah, but it's not going to be forever. Spirit's saying, nope, because it's judgment time. It's judgment time, okay? And it's not on your time. It's on Spirit's time, okay? And that's about to happen. It's about to happen. Something here is about to take flight for you. What is it that's about to take flight here for my earth signs? Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles here reversed. Well, that's you. Listen. This is you. And it may feel like you're being selfish. But there's this point that you have to start taking care of yourself. And I feel like my earth signs here may feel a little bit guilty for doing that. Maybe this has to do with you realigning yourself and feeling good with oneself and finding the relationships here that you do feel balanced in. Because I do feel like this is about to change for you in a big way. It's going to be different for each sign. But let's see how how the full moon is going to be assisting you for each sign, because I really think this is going to be interesting because it's going to be different for each one. Capricorn, how is the full moon assisting you with this judgment? What's about to take flight for you? No reversals. Oh, you see this grief? You see this sadness? This is you finally having your pity party, looking upon it, looking at the guilt, looking at the shame, and saying, okay, this has to be released, but it doesn't mean it's over. It's just not happening on the time frame that I want it to happen. So you're finally releasing this. It's the Five of Cups. This is something how the full moon's releasing you. So you're purging some grief. Have some grace for yourself, Spirit says. There's 2 cups still there. Taurus, how is the full moon assisting you with this judgment and this flight? This hiding, this sneakiness, this deceiving, this imposter syndrome that you may have. This is assisting you to allow this to come out so that you don't have to feel that way anymore. You don't have to feel bad because you need a timeout. You don't have to feel bad that you need a break. If you have to hide, Spirit's encouraging you just to set a boundary. There's something that is also being exposed here of indecision. And you may be a little bit wishy-washy because you're expecting or anticipating some news, and Spirit's saying you got to go with the flow and accept it and not need the anticipation of this news to move forward. What are you going to do with the time as you're spending now? All right, let's see how the moon is assisting Virgo. Spirit, how is the moon assisting Virgo? Look at that. Virgo, the Fool, restart, start over again. This is you being able to take this break, take this breather so that you can feel a little bit more optimistic and childlike again about the changes that are coming off in your life. And it's okay. Again, I'm going to go back to the Capricorn. If you look at these all together, this is all about the grief here that is being removed. And so this childlike energy is being really called upon all of you, especially here with Artemis, who is very patient as a huntress. You know, it's the alignment here of understanding how emotions play out, but also how we play about with the choices that we make. All right, that's what I have for our earth signs. If that resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below. We're going to do one more story here for our fire signs. Our fire signs are up. No, sorry, our air signs. We did fire. Our air signs are up. How is everyone's weather? It's getting cold out here. We should be getting snow next week, but I'm hoping it holds off because we've been getting some rain and my roof, it has a little bit of a leak, so I need to get up there and check it out. Or I'm sorry, I need to delegate somebody to go up there to check it out. My roof guy. So I'm hoping it will hold off. But I want to get that patched before the snow starts hitting, because the snow gets pretty heavy out here. All right, air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. All right, so this is our final story for the evening. Spirit, what's going on here for our air signs in this Taurus full moon energy? Where are they on the fool's journey? Here we go. Oh, the Tower? Well, dang, with Poseidon? Well, if you think of the forces of nature and the forces of the ocean, and it can be pretty darn scary, right? So there's something here that's about to break apart. And when you look at this with the moons, where it says what's ready to release, I'm going to say it's the roots. You're about to get uprooted in a very big way. And this is something here that is going against your belief system that is meant to break. This is something here that no longer serves you. All right. You're changing, you're evolving. It's not a bad thing. A lot of people fear the Tower, but it's usually because it happens at the most unexpected time. You can't control it, but it's raking something that you may have established for quite some time. All right. Reversals are now up. Ooh. Libra energy, justice reverse. This is realignment. This is a consequence. Paying for a consequence. Page of Cups. I always think this card looks like Prince. It just does. Purple Rain, I just heard. I just don't want to be a weekend lover. All right, air signs. Well, here's the thing. I really feel that you have paid a hefty price on a contract of some sort. And it could have been a karmic contract, which usually deals with other people, something that was rooted, whether it's a relationship, whether it was job loss, whether this was a health breakdown. There's something here that you are way more humbled about, appreciative about, but there's gratitude here, but it's at a small wave. You just really there's humility here for my air signs, and there's empathy here. God, there's that moon. Do you see that moon just like lighting up? It is a really pretty card. But there's just something that has been broken when it comes to a consequence. Doing your time, paying your price. What's about to be a flight here? The Ace of Wands here reversed. Look, that's what that bubble is. There's that rooted. There's that tree. But this tree here doesn't look really safe, does it? It doesn't. This is something here where you may have held it on really close, precious, had high expectations on, whether this was a person, whether this was a job, whether this was an opportunity here, a friendship, whatever it was, there was growth here. And this is the part you were really focused on. But do you see how high it was? There's something here about having such a weak foundation. It was like the littlest wind would have blocked it off. So you can't avoid this. You can't. So my air signs can't avoid this. And there's not something here that it's like so much time has gone through that this avoidance has snapped this. So for any of you who have neglected something and are taking accountability for it now, you are more humbled, but you are taking the lesson like a champ. You really are. Let's see what this justice is. The Fool reverse. It may have felt risky. You may have thrown out all of the common sense out the window when you took this. You know, maybe you jumped into something too quickly. Maybe you tried to ignore it when you knew the walls were falling down, especially if this was a job or especially if this is a health issue. But it's something here where it's like, yeah, I took some major risks to have it all. But at the same time, I was really stuck in a bubble. Not that it wasn't possible, but like that there was growth here. But really, look how high up it is, you know? Like it was kind of a little bit like I feel like in a like little bit like your ego popped. And it's forcing you to trust the moon's energy. It really is. There's contemplation here, but you're going to be way more cool and patient and mature about this next move. But it's also trusting that the moves you make are in a patient way. It's like I feel like you're not rushing something right now. You're taking the next steps. Maybe it's step by step. Maybe my air signs are taking something step by step right now, and that's as far as they can go. But at least you're moving. Let's clarify that flight and that Ace of Wands. Yeah. Now, there is some news you are going to receive and how this is going to be received. And I'm going to let you know with flight here and with it falling underneath there, this could be unexpected news. It's going to be different for each air sign, but how this news comes across is again shaking your foundation, also shaking your belief systems. But you already have all the tools that you need, air signs. It's just realizing you don't have to rush anything. And this news may have some kind of anticipation for you to push, to take flight. And so we're going to see what that is. We're going to start off with Aquarius. What is this taking flight? How is the moon assisting you with this news that you're going to be receiving? No reversals. It's another opportunity. It's an opportunity. Now, you haven't taken this yet. You're going to be shocked by this opportunity. Some of you, this opportunity is a creative idea. It's you who's like, oh, you know what? I just thought of something. I can make something tangible. I mean, we're manifesting here. We got that supermoon energy. But there's this shock energy of getting a download. News. Be open. Because whatever's about to that you've created space for, purged for, there is a new opportunity here to take, to hold, to be grounded here. All right, let's see what's going on here for our gems. Gemini, how is the moon assisting you? What's taking flight with this Knight of Swords? Oh, look at that. Not just union, reunion, alignment. You got the Four of Wands. Isn't it amazing when the Tower comes in, it actually makes something better? We may not anticipate it right at that moment, but this is for Gemini here, where you're going to have options being presented to you. And there's one option that I think this person who's going to be giving you this news, you're going to be extremely happy with. You're not going to do it on your own. You have support here. This is a true partnership here. So this news brings partnership here for you, however that may be. Some of you, it's new clients. Some of you, it's a friend. Some of you, it's a lover. But it's union. All right, let's see what this news is about here for Libra. What's taking flight for Libra? Oh, it's news that you can separate yourself from the noise. Right? Be prepared, because whatever this news is supposed to do, your ego is going to come in effect here. With that sword added to this is the Five of Swords. But here's the thing. This is for a Libra who has really cultivated the I don't give an F. I'm detached. I'm not going to let it disturb my peace. I'm going to be okay regardless. If someone is upset with me, if someone here tells me differently, if something here is trying to jostle me, I don't have to do that. I can look at it differently. And I think that's what you're about to do. There's still an opportunity here for you. All right, guys, that's what I have for the air signs and for all of the readings tonight. Like I said, this is a shorter live. It was just for the quick readings for the full moon energy. And I will be back here Wednesday. No, not Wednesday. Friday. God, I wish I had my, you can tell the full moon energy is coming already because I'm like scatterbrains. I will be back here Friday, and I will be releasing readings over on Harmonia Friends Club on Wednesday. In the vault, we have a couple of ones, but I'll be back here for All Signs Love for Who's Thinking of You. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you set your notifications. It's already scheduled out. All right, guys, you take care and have a good evening.